Now, before we get in and we start to create Microsoft Word templates, let's make sure we got a solid understanding of what templates are all about. Now, open in front of you, I've just got Microsoft Word, and I've gone up into my File tab and I went to New. You can take a look here if I hit the back arrow. So it'll take me back out to my Word interface. I go to File, I go to New, or you open up Microsoft Word, you just create a new document. Now, we've seen that you have an option for blank document. But you've also got all these default templates that Microsoft has created for us that we can create inside of Microsoft Word. Now, essentially, a template is really some predefined structure to a given document. For example, I want to be able to create a resume. Well, what does the resume look like? How should I lay it out? What types of fonts should I use? And so on. Well, thankfully, to get us started, you won't have to create it from scratch. Microsoft has created some resume templates. And if I look here, I've got one called Creative Resume Design. I've got a cover letter. I've got crisp and clean resume, crisp and clean cover letters, a polished resume. These are all templates that have some structure, some layout to them, fonts, colors, and so on, that once I create it, I got that base foundation, and then I could just plug in my data into the template. Okay? You've probably filled out paper forms before, right? You go down to the doctor's office, you go down to a place of employment. They're probably going to give you a form, a paper form, physical paper, right? It's for you to be able to fill out. But you're filling it out. You have a template in your hands. Somebody has already created it. Now you're just filling out your particular data. Now you've got all sorts of templates, default out-of-the-box templates that Microsoft's created for you. I can use these suggested searches here to look for specific types of templates. Maybe I'll go to business. This searches online, thousands of templates available to us. And then they break that down into a little more categories for us. But here I can see I got one called Project Scope. I've got business cards. I've got labels. Got all sorts of these templates that we could use. Let's see, business letterhead. That's a good one. Business letterhead stationery. I'll go ahead and select that. Business letterhead stationery. Simple design. Create your own business letterhead with this template featuring green lines and gradients in the top and bottom of the page. And room for a logo. If I go ahead and create, give it just a moment. It's got to download it. But now I've got this nice structured document based on this template. I can replace the content that I don't need. This will be Office Noob. I can put in my name over here. Actually, that's the recipient's name there. But we'll just say Kyle Pugh. 1234 Pine Street. Yada, yada, yada. Put in today's date. Today is, can you believe it, man? So time just goes by so quickly. Today's the 12th. And dear Kyle. And then I can replace any of the text that I need in there, or maybe keep it and just modify it a little bit, whatever I need to do. Put your name down below, swap out the information down below, put your logo in there, and you've got your document going. But it's a template, already got predefined structure and elements in it. You just plug in the data that you need. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to close out of this template. No, I don't want to keep that. We're going to create a template. Actually, I'm going to give you a file that you can download, but we're going to turn around and do something really simple. We're going to take this document right here, and we're going to turn it into a template that we could then reuse. It's really simple to do. The most difficult part of utilizing a template is creating the original structure, the layout, the design, the colors, the font, and so on. That's the most difficult part. But once you got that set, kind of like this document right here, or that resume template we just looked at, or the business letter stationery that we just looked at, once you got the structure built, you turn it into a template, and then you can just reuse it. It's like you got your own little personal photocopy machine here inside of Microsoft Word, just spitting out these documents for you to use for various situations and different types of data. So take a look. We're going to get into the next video here, and we're going to see how to turn an existing document into a template. Now that we've got a better understanding of what Word or just templates in general are all about, let's take a look at the simple process, and it's really quite simple, to be able to take an existing document, whether you've created it or it's one that you've received, and turn it into a template. Now, open in front of you, I've got an example file that comes with this lecture. Do feel free, download it. You can follow along with the next couple of steps that I'm going to go through here. It's called number 20, Word Template 01, and notice it is a .docx document. It's a standard Microsoft Word document. So make sure you download that. Now, the most time-consuming part of any template creation is creating the structure of the document itself. Something that you're going to be reusing every time somebody wants to activate or utilize this template. Now, this document, I've created this, I just kind of slapped it together. There's not really a whole lot going on in here. I've got some basic text up at the top. I'm anticipating I'm going to create a template that deals with travel expenses, right? The weeks that I go out and travel for training, I come back to the office, and I need to fill out this expense report. Now, rather than recreating it every time I need to do expense reports, I'm just going to utilize the template. So here I've got just a header up at the top. I've got a simple little table, 2 columns, just some information I want to gather about the users. They could type it in or print it out and write it in with pen or pencil. Down below I got a little table for them to put their actual expenses in, some additional comments area, and a couple of places for signatures for the employee and for the manager. Okay. That's it. But it's something that I can reuse because we're going to turn it into a template multiple times. I don't have to keep recreating this. Okay. Now, the process that we're about to go through here to actually turn this into a template is just a couple of steps. It's actually a simple save as Microsoft Word template. And that's really it. The creation of the document, that's going to take some time. Okay. But once you've got that done, you're good to go. Okay. So let's take a look at the simple little steps here, saving this as a template. So now that you got the document created, I'll go to File, Save As. Now you can see I got my document there, and right now it's a standard Microsoft Word document. I'm going to go to Browse, and I'm going to change the Save As type here. I'm going to change it from a standard Microsoft Word.docx document. I'm going to change it to a Word template, .dot template X. Now, the moment that I change that file extension, the type of document that I'm saving here, it changed my directory. You can see that it took me into a very specific location based on my computer and my user, into a folder on that system called Custom Office Templates. Now, in reality, you can save the template wherever you like. Someplace else on your computer, up on the network drive, wherever. SharePoint, doesn't matter. You can save it anywhere you like. But by keeping it here, Microsoft Word, when you actually go to use the template, will know where it's located at and will take you right there. So I'm going to leave it there just for this example, but just so you know, because you're probably going to want to share this with your coworkers or employees and so on. You could save it anywhere, or you could send it to them through email, and they could save it wherever they like. So I am going to change the name of this just to make it a little more descriptive. We'll call this Expense Report Template. I'll put a number after it just for fun. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. And that's it. We've taken an existing document and we've now turned it into a template. It's no longer a standard .docx document, Microsoft Word document. It's now a Word template. Something that we can reuse and not disrupt the original copy of the document. Again, it's like we have our own little personal copy machine right here inside Microsoft Word that generates these templates for us. Okay? So do that here. The next video we're going to take a look at how you can use the template, but we first need to save it as a template. Create it, save it as a template. So get this step done first, and then we'll take a look at actually utilizing this template. Alright, so let's imagine that I've gone out and traveled, I've done some training someplace, some other state or country or whatever. Now I've come back into the office and I need to fill out a template for my expense report. Well, I've still got the template open. .dotx. I've still got the template. I don't want to make edits to this, otherwise I change the original structure. So I'm going to close this document. We'll do File, Close. We'll just get rid of that. All right, so now I'm back in the office and I need to fill out an expense report. Well, I've got a template for that. So I'll go back up to File. I'm going to go to New. Now remember, normally underneath New, we'd go create a new blank document. I don't want a blank document. I need to use my expense report. Well, now that I've created a template and I've stored it inside of that Microsoft Office templates folder on my computer, I've now got this option for Personal. So I'm going to go to Personal. There's my template. Expense report template 01. I'll go ahead and select that and it opens it up for me. I've got the template, the basic structure. It's all there. Employee name down to manager. I got my expenses, my additional comments. I've got the signature lines and dates. But you'll notice up above, it's not called expense report template 01. They've called it document and some number. Whether that's document 1, 2, 3, or whatever. Just depends on how many new documents you've opened. It'll iterate the number for you. But it's treating it like a new Word document. But it's based on the template. So now I could come in here and I can start filling it out. Or maybe I'm going to print it and start writing this information in. Whatever our process is inside the office. But I've got the basic structure saved as a template, and now I can use it every time I need to fill out a new expense report. It's that simple. And then I can turn around and I can save this. I can do File Save, call it whatever I want, email it off, do whatever I need to with it. But got the template with the basic structure, and I can reuse it every time I need that expense report. Or I need a new resume, or I need a new form letter, or stationery, letterhead for my company. You name it. Something that you anticipate you're going to be using again and again, save it as a template. Get that automated for you. Get that done, and then you just reuse the template every time you need to. Pretty slick and very easy to do. Create the document first. That's the most time-consuming part. But then File, Save as a template, and then just reuse that template. File, New, based on the template. Try it out. Now, there may come a time when you need to go back to the original template, the original structured document, and make edits to it. Edits that'll carry forward into any new documents based on that template. So, let's take a look at how you can make edits to the template, to the basic structure itself. Now, open in front of you, I've still got the brand new document that's based on the template. You make edits to this, you're making edits to a new document. You're not making edits to the template. So I'm going to close this. I'll do File, Close. Get rid of that. Don't need it anymore. I'm going to go back to File, and underneath Open, I'm going to go find the original template document. Now, if I'm looking at my most recent documents in there, I can see that I've got Expense Report Template 01. It's a .dotx document. And I've got my 20 word template 01.docx. Now remember, docx, that's a standard Word document. The .dotx is the template itself. That's what you want to make edits to. You make edits to the .dotx, any edits there will carry forward into any new documents based on the template. So I'm going to go ahead and open that one up. You can see that the icon even looks different. See that there compared to the standard document? Kind of looks like a little binder. Those ones that are kind of perforated along the top where you can just rip pages out of it. And that's really a template, right? Every time you want to use it, rip a new one off, fill it out, rip another one off, fill it out. That's that little icon there. So I'm going to open up that document. Now this is the template. I'll just confirm once again. It's the .dotx document. Let's just make a change to it. Let's say I want to put an additional note inside of here. Let's say down below. I'm going to put an additional note that says, please fill out an email to HR. Okay? We'll put that extra note inside of there. This is the final process. Once you fill this out, then email it off to the HR department or walk it over to them or whatever you're going to do with it. But get that document to the HR. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. I'll just Control S on my keyboard. I've saved the template. So now I'll close it. File, close. Let's get rid of that. So once again, the next week rolls around. I'm back into the office from an external training. I need to fill out an expense report. So File, New. It's going to be a new document. Underneath Personal, I'll grab my template. There it is. Same old document as before. Now I got document 4 up there. Brand new Word document based on the template. But it's now got my new text within there. So simple little changes. Make sure you've opened up the template, the original .docx document. Make changes to that. They carry forward into any new documents based on the template. So try out this little edit. But remember, make sure you're going to the .docx version of your template. Try it out. Let us know how it goes for you. I want to encourage you. I've got an example file that you've been using throughout the past few lectures here. But try creating your own. Create your own template. Save it as a template. Work with that template. And jump into the course QA section and ask your questions. But also, let us know what type of template you created in there. Maybe even grab a screen capture of it and send it up to the QA section so we can see what your template looks like. But try this out. I love templates. Save you loads of time. Don't have to recreate it every time you need that document. Just base it off of a Microsoft Word template. It's that simple. Let's try it out.